Hello everybody, my name is Lushi, and today I'm going to be having a look at Godus Wars. This game just came out in early access. It's kind of the flip side of Godus. It came from 22 Cans, and I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, Peter Malino. So I'll try not to say his name too much. So anyway, Godus. Godus was a Kickstarter game back in 2012, came out. Not a lot of love for the game, had a lot of clicking in it, and it kind of got abandoned on the PC side and kind of became a tablet game. So there's a lot of upset people over this. Peter came out today and said that his vision was always to have a peaceful game and a war game, especially for the PC side. So we have Godus on the peaceful side and Godus, or Goddess, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. Maybe Godus Wars on the PC side for the fighting. It's definitely early access. In fact, it's about as early as it can get. There are a lot of bugs in this game, and I'm going to try to keep an open mind with it. I have played for about 2 hours in the game, hour and a half, 2 hours. I was really upset when I first started this game because of all the problems. However, after an hour and a half, I've kind of calmed down a little bit. I can see where they're going with it. I have hope for it, but right now it's not there. There are a lot of display issues right now. I have two monitors on my system, and I'm running this on a smaller monitor, a 1920 by 1080 is what I'm running at right now. Let's go ahead and bring up the settings. Not a lot of options. And you'll see as I go through, every once in a while it's going to probably flip to my desktop, and it might cause some overlay issues with Steam. I've had to reset this a few times, and it does have one massive issue that I will point out when it happens. So otherwise, like I say, not a lot of options in the game, but it is early access. In fact, I'm going to turn the music completely off, turn the sound down a bit. But here we are, team page. This shows you basically who's working on the game. Not a huge team, but you know, that's certainly enough people to make a game. I don't know how to get back to the screen. Let's hit play and see what happens. Okay, we're back at the start. This is not where I wanted to go. New game. So this one right here is probably my game, the one that I've been playing with. So basically, in Godus Wars, you're trying to take over the world. It starts you out on a continent, and you basically spread from there and attack the other guy. The other guy starts up here at the top. I guess it's this lady here, Morgan. I chose Ishtar as my god that I follow, and you spread over the continent. Once you take it over, you move on to the next and on to the next until eventually you take over the entire planet. So I'm going to actually skip this one. We're going to do a new game. And here's the intro. So here's the planet we're going to take over. These are the different deities that I can choose to follow. This one I almost thought was from World of Warcraft for a moment, Sylvanas, so similar name. Feros, he's kind of the aggressive guy. Sounds like he's the one who attacks and destroys everything. This one's supposed to get more power. Your little followers generate belief as you play the game. Basically, that's how you do everything. So this one gives you a little bit more. Ishtar, let's see. You know, I didn't read this very closely last time. Yeah, saw the frenzy stuff. Actually, what I saw earlier was the longbow. Grabbed that one. And Sylvanas, the gardener. So she spreads seeds across the planet. Sounds interesting. I haven't done it yet, though. I'm thinking we ought to try this Feros guy. He sounds pretty impressive. The game is played with cards. When you start the game, you get to pick a card. It'll help you out. You also get these cards. Let's just pick this one. I'll show you what I mean. Get the game loading here now. Alright, so the keys that you see right here are used to unlock the continent. So this is the first continent. It's broken up into a whole bunch of different parts. And to use the first one, we got to unlock it. Now, one disappointing thing, I'm telling you now because we probably won't get that far, but right up here, I believe it was one of these two. When you take it over, I thought, oh great, I can pick which direction I go. But the way the keys work is I was kind of forced into a certain direction, and I imagine that opens up later on. But if you're thinking strategically, like I want to, get up here as fast as I can and choke him off, that didn't happen from what I can see. It hasn't happened yet. Will it happen? I hope. So What I'm going to do is click this one though. This is where we're going. Unlock it. And let's attack. So the first few maps of this are extremely short. There's not a lot to them. Once you get in a little bit further, there's a little bit more strategy, but again, not a whole lot. So this is the screen before you battle, and already there's a problem with this, and I don't know if you can really see it that well on this screen. But the resolution on these cards is really not that good, and you can see it. This one you can really see it. There's a lot of anti-aliasing right here. It just looks really blurry on my screen. And again, this is early access. I'm going to say that a lot, but it seems like these are the type of things that they maybe would have used their high resolution graphics. Maybe I thought they would have had them originally, maybe not. So. But, you know, whatever, I can read the power. So let's go ahead and start. One other issue is, okay, I'm going to hit to battle. Now when this happens, my screen might flicker around, and I'm not entirely sure what the recording software is going to do. And the reason is the software spawns another process, another full screen application, so it's actually running two different things at the same time. Now, why it does this, I really don't know. It seems like it's sending something over to Godus or Godus for some reason. You know, I don't know why, so we're going to hit it, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Unless it doesn't do it. Oh, game rules. This is actually something I really like. Kind of like Hearthstone does a little spinner, but this one actually changes the game. So height increases damage. Oh, there we go. You can see my desktop there. Now, what you can't see, or maybe you will when it comes back, what you can't see is off screen there is a great big window that says awaiting outcome, and if I click on that while this game is loading, it will probably crash and I'll have to restart my recording here. So I'm going to let it finish loading. Why it's doing what it's awaiting outcome for, I don't know why it's in a completely separate game. So let's pause this. I'm going to click over here and you're going to see my desktop again. Hopefully I have a decent background. Alright, so see that? This is sitting in the other window. This is Godus Wars. What am I playing? I don't know. So let's pull that back out. I'm going to click back on this and it should hopefully jump up to full screen. Nope, it's not going to, so see if we can get it working again. It kind of leaves me just dumbfounded. Why does it do that? What's this other screen doing exactly? I don't know. It says it's got 10 frames per second, whatever it's doing. So just have to deal with that for now. Hopefully it's just something they're gonna fix. And here we are. This is the very first map, very, very, very short. So let's look at the screen here. These little flags up here are going to be my units. When I train a unit, they will come up here and I will be able to manage them through that. This is actually a decent interface up at the top. It's a little bit confusing at first. It's not normal. You don't usually see it that way. I'm sure it works great with a touch screen. Let's hope that's not what they're going for. So the citadel here is already built. That's what this is. It's basically where you can, or your fortress, I'm sorry. You can train your archers. So I'm going to click that. So they're forming right now. This is the citadel. Citadel basically groups up, they call it squishing. Squishes your units together. Now, I've only got 450 belief, so we need to get some people to build houses. I don't believe they do that on this map. So there's my units. You can see right here. You can click them. Send them over here. Their pathfinding is not particularly great. They sometimes get stuck on the little ledges. But I'm just going to send them over here and tell them to go burn this village down. Now, one of the problems with the original Godus was that you had to click a lot of things. They're still clicking in this game, but you don't have to do it. Stones are kind of the exception. If they're in the way, you do want to get them, but you can just hold the mouse down and they go away. So not nearly as bad as the previous game. The previous game was a nightmare. So, let's see, not much going here, since it's a tutorial. You can sculpt the land. It uses your belief when you do it, especially if you do large areas. I think it's if you do it further away, it might even take more. Let's see. Yeah, it won't let me touch that area because I don't extend that far. Let's get him over here. So we want to get past this little tiny map. In fact, the next map's really not that much bigger either. These little squares are where houses will build if we had people building. This map does not. And as you, nope, there's the end. As you expand the area, the little settlements can get a lot bigger. Again, look how blurry this looks to me. I mean, I thought maybe my eyes had a problem at first. You see the flicker back. Now the other screen's gone. We're back on this screen. It's a really weird flow to this game. At the end of your map, you get to pick another card. Another blurry card. Okay, it costs 180 belief. Makes them a little faster. That's good, I guess. I haven't actually used a card yet. I had to try one. Go to the next battle. We've now expanded. So has Morgan. And let's go to the next one. Let's use a card. Well, I don't want to use a card on the next one because it's also extremely small. But the one after that, we'll throw a card in there and see what happens. Right now, my god powers, I only have the landscape sculpting. And I think I'm on about 4 or 5 maps in, and I still only have sculpting, so I'm not sure when I get more. So I'll keep going until I get them. Go to battle. Again, I really like the game rules. I think that changes a lot. I hope they add a whole bunch more. It really changes the flow of the game. I have a new background in the background there. Another window open. It's just everything flickering. I hope the software that's recording this, the GeForce experience, I hope it can get all that. I don't mind the graphics too much in the game. I did play the previous game for quite a few hours. I got kind of, got a little thing opening there from GeForce. Let's hope it's still recording, I guess. Steam's going crazy. Oh, it's kind of a mess. So here we are. I'm going to fix that hole. And you can see as you build, or as you clear the area, they actually build larger homes. The larger homes generate more belief. Let's cram more people together. Now this island, this little area, does not have a fortress on it, so I can't build any units yet, and that's kind of what the point of this one is I gotta wait for my belief, or I gotta click on the stones, which is a lot easier than waiting for them. So now I have enough belief to build this. I want to wait for them to finish though, otherwise it's not going to do as much good. What the Citadel does is it clumps together, it squishes all these units together into one building, which then lets them, instead of generating 10 belief at a time, it will actually generate, say, 120 all at once. So they'll finish building here in just a moment, and then they move in. This is the tank of belief. I guess that's how it's stored. So now that they're all moved in, we're going to hit this button. Now it gives us this circle here, and you can kind of move it around, place it where you want. Let's put it right there. Now we have a little fort here. Get some units going. You can actually come over here. Here's the enemy. One thing, so you can't, it's weird. You have this power to sculpt the world, but I cannot destroy their buildings with it. Like in Populous, the original God game that was great, is you could sculpt the land right under the enemy units, and it was a lot of fun. In this one, you can do it if there's no building on it, so you can kind of mess with how they're getting their buildings up there. So now he can't build as much stuff until he fixes it. In the later maps, he'll just come along and fix it right behind you, so there's not a lot of reason to do it. Unfortunately, it'd be nice if I could go right, build a ravine right through the middle of them. I hope that there's something like a fireball, because one of the little rotating spinner things says trees are highly flammable. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, so I'm hoping that's coming along. Move out over here. Sometimes they get stuck, or they'll try to go way around, in which case you need to just smooth out the land a little bit so they don't get stuck. They don't build ladders in this game. Get a little bit more space so we can build more houses. Okay, we're gonna have a little fight here. Now, this is kind of the training one, so he's got his belief vault right here out in the open. Not defended really at all. These guys will die pretty quick. And he's not going to be able to build another one since he doesn't have a fortress. So we're just going to walk over here. And that's why I don't want to use a card on this one. It's pretty straightforward. So we're going to take over his belief. 30 seconds. Doesn't matter how many units you have on it. I had 5 unit groups on another map, and it still took 30 seconds. They all clumped around it, and it was quite the impressive dance. Yeah, look at him go. I hope you can hear the music. And this will end the match. So it hits it. Some screen flickers. And that's it for that one. Go over all these trees. If you move the land under the trees, you'll also get the belief for it. It doesn't work with stones. In fact, stones kind of get in the way, so it's worth clicking the stones to get rid of those. You get the belief anyway, so let's go lucky left. Okay. Alright, next battle. Hey, no flicker that time. Maybe it'll be next. So this is, what am I looking at here? So, yeah. So which way should we go? This is where I think I went up and then I couldn't continue following him. God, I don't remember. Okay, let's do an unlock. Let's go this way this time. I went straight last time. Say, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Didn't know how to unlock it. So attack. We're gonna use. Let's use this one. Battle prayer. Yeah, let's use that. And how do I use that? I don't have any idea how to use a card. Okay, maybe these are easier. Oh, look on the side there. There we go. Alright. Let's use those two. The game so far has not been particularly difficult, especially if you can get the little spinner that comes up. I'm pointing at the screen here. The little spinner that comes up, there's one that says, I like trees are very flammable. It's too bad they don't start on fire yet. One of them is a higher terrain does more damage. You'd think that'd be kind of a default, but you have to have it on the spinner. And I got that on one map, and they were destroying those below it. So yeah, you could sculpt out the land so you had a cliff to stand on for all your units, and they would just wipe out any enemy that was coming towards it. So that was fun. I'm sure flammable trees would be fun if I could cast a fireball. Okay, so this is our first somewhat real map. I don't know why it shows me the enemy. I mean, I'm glad it does, but it's a little confusing because I thought this was me the first time I played. You definitely don't want to be sculpting your enemy's land. So let's move some of this. The very first thing I always do is free up some space. Got that opened up so you can get some more belief coming in, get rid of these rocks. I wonder, that just looked like I could highlight all of them. No, I don't know how I did that. Looked almost like a bounding box that I drew around it. So if you build, so this is kind of like a desert sand. The houses are small here. If you come up here and build on this, the houses get a little bit bigger. Problem with building on this one is it takes a lot of belief. Oh, that looks so blurry right there. I feel like I need glasses just to look at it. I have good vision too. Yeah, I know this. I can hear you beeping at me. So, group them up before it has a fit and yells at me more. Go ahead and build that. You can tell it that you want your units to automatically go somewhere, but you gotta get this just right. And you have to wait for it. Somehow you can click, there we go, click the flag, tell them to go over there when they come out. I would hope it would have that, you know, it is an RTS. I did push Control 1 earlier to try to group them, but it did absolutely nothing. I don't know that you need to so much. I guess it would be useful later. So I can't open this up because I'm out of belief. Alright, there's my units. Bring them up here. Get rid of all these stones so I can use the belief to open up the grasslands. Grasslands give you bigger homes. So let's get that open. And you have to leave a little bit of this terraced look so that they can actually get up here. Like I said, they don't have ladders. They're not very good climbers. Alright, this is actually the map where I had the height advantage. And he will build over here, so he spreads pretty good. But on this one, I actually came over here, I pushed the land out, and I made this great big area where my guys could stand, and they just rained death down on everybody below. That was kind of fun. That was pleasing. If you can get past all the bugs, like I say, I can see something in this game but oh my gosh, it's not a good first impression. What is, it's like I'm missing it's got a big space there. I have an ultra-wide monitor, and on the ultra-wide monitor, weird things happen with the text in some places where it like falls out of the boxes. It looks like it's just not aligned correctly. You know, not a lot of games support ultra-wide, but I've never seen that one where it just doesn't fit in the box right. So, what do we got here? We need a lot of belief. If you click on one of these, you can see the information. Level 4, 13. This, I thought this showed how long until, yeah, this one does. So belief when you get the next one. Perhaps the first one doesn't generate belief. I hadn't thought of that, and nothing told me that it didn't. So let's just make another one. I can't. I don't have enough belief. I need to stop sculpting so I can actually make more. So these guys can come up here and harass this dude right here. If I stay up here, I'll probably get killed rather fast, although he doesn't have any soldiers yet. So I wonder if I could just rush him. Oh, no, he's got one. So I can't really leave my men because they will get wiped out eventually. It'd probably take a couple units from his side. Oh man, let's go. How far can I get rocks here? Take all these trees too. These are his trees, we'll just take them. I wonder if I can... No, he doesn't have any. So it slows him down a bit when I destroy his buildings. If I want to build another citadel so I can get a little bit of this belief coming in, it's a little slow going at the moment. Each of the citadels you build gives you another unit to build. So let's go. Let's put them over here this time. So it's only a little 2-1, but we can actually expand it later on. You can group more buildings into it, so I could put it over here as well. I'm not sure why. Oops. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me select that. Alright, let's try it over here. That one works fine. Let's move just a little bit, see if we can get more. Oh yeah, we get all of them there. And I can build another one. Excellent. Actually build... See, I still don't see the belief, so I don't know if this has actually just ruined my belief income or not. I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns. I assume that it will become clear eventually, someday. I want to get this little bit of land out so I can make a bigger area up here to build on. What are we doing over here? Let's go stick these guys over here. They're going to shoot the other guys. If I sit and watch this, I'm sure I could see if any belief came in. Oh, he's coming. I don't want to stick around if he's coming up here. Come on. Come on. So one thing you can do, other than hide, is you can take the... I like this. You can take these units. They do level up. You can combine them. Oh, is he going to chase me the whole way? Oh, good. Alright, go right there. You can combine them and make it an army, basically. So if you want to split them, you just drag them out. They do have ranks. There's, as far as I'm aware, there's... Did a weird graphical thing up there. Oh yeah, it's trying to draw up there. Interesting. Well, it's not without its problems, that's for sure. Put it back together. There's no way to see the unit specifics as far as I can tell. Maybe they don't build there. That's a bad spot. Well, they're doing something. I have no idea what just happened over here. They're all on fire, though. Oh my gosh, it looks like he killed himself. Oh, this might be an easy map. Let's go have a visit. You can actually surround his belief, and they'll sit there and worship until they all die, and if they don't all die after 30 seconds, you win. Okay, we're gonna increase our attack. I don't know what this will do. Good job. I wonder what happened over here. I wish I were watching it. Oh wow, they just wiped them out. You can destroy the fortress if you'd rather do that instead of going after the belief directly. So let's see if we can take that down. Meanwhile... Oh, why did you build up there? It's causing problems, aren't you? Wow. Okay, whatever he did to himself, that's the way to do it. Do our little dance. I wonder if this attack power is just way overpowered, because it just wiped them out. Well, the game's going to end. Well, this map's going to end, I mean. We'll have a look at the next one. I do like the water effects. I think it looks nice. What I'm wondering, though, is if they came up with this terrain system and said, you know what, this is neat, let's just make it into a game. That's kind of what it's looking like. Da-da-da. Alright, going to another one. So, yeah, I mean, you've seen pretty much all of it. You've seen the majority of it, I should say. I don't know if there's more later on. Like I say, there's probably more God powers, but I haven't gotten to them yet. So, oh, forget you have to click that. So I have 5 cards now. Let's throw more at it. So let's go this way this time. Okay, this is what I mean. It takes 3 keys, so I can't go that way. That takes 3, so I can't go that way, so that means I have to go this way. That's kind of what I mean, is it'd be nice if I could create, you know, choke points, if I could block him so he can't expand down here until I'm ready. It looks like you can do what you want, but it seems limited, like not really. It just looks like you can. So I guess we'll go here. It's our only choice. So who knows, maybe I'm still in the tutorial. That little text you saw up here, that's one of them that messes up on my screen. It like hangs off over this arrow, and it looks it looks weird. It looks like if you're doing web programming and didn't do it quite right. Bonus cards. Oh, sure. This will probably be the last one. Let's just throw all the cards in there. Yeah, we have no problem with this one. What do we got? Hope it's something fun. That's not fun. In fact, that's terrible. We just threw all these cards in it. Now we can't even use them easily. So you're getting a nice... I've noticed when it switches, when it does this little background thing, my background's completely changing, so it's really confusing myself. It did lock up once, really badly. I Control-Deleted and it did not come back to me. I had to actually power down to get it to restart. It's messing up GeForce. I don't know. I hope it's still recording, otherwise I've been talking for 45 minutes, 30 minutes. Bugs all around. That's what it is. Get these going. Where is the enemy? Right over here. Yeah, you're all going to die. I played Populous back in the day, and I loved Populous. It's a great game. So far, this is not Populous, though. I mean, it's a start, I suppose, but that's all it is. It is early access, and this is one of the things that I don't understand is why they released it to early access already. It seems a little premature, unless, according to what a lot of people are saying, 22 Cans really needs the money. They gave this game away to everybody who had the previous game, so that's nice, I guess. I like that. Give them a little land so they can get up. But, you know, first impressions matter, and they really soured a lot of people. If you go look at the reviews right now, this game is down at 25% on the reviews. I would not be surprised if it drops even lower. I hope that some of the people that reviewed it so poorly, including myself, I gave it a negative review. I hope they actually put a little bit more time into it and try it out, because I do see potential here. You know, I have to admit, I have a little bit of fun going after the enemy, and I'm hoping that the bigger maps have a little bit more to them. Maybe they should give us a god power a little bit sooner, something other than sculpting. Maybe they should maybe combine the first 2 maps, because the first map and the second map are kind of a joke, and a lot of the reviews that I saw, their playtime is, you know, 10-15 minutes, so that's not a lot of time to get into these larger maps. And Peter said himself he wants these fights to last about 20 minutes. You saw the last one did not take 20 minutes. So that's, I think, where we're going, is hopefully larger maps, more powers, and, you know, hopefully a little bit more fun. So Anyway, that's most of the issues. There are quite a few of them. But there's a game here. I can see it. It's definitely not here yet, and unless if you got it for free, great. If not, I would certainly not buy it yet. I would let this thing cook for another year, 6 months, at least 6 months, but we'll see in the future, I guess. Hopefully something becomes of it. Like I said, the previous game I had fun with it, or I had, let's call it relaxing times with it. There really wasn't much of a game in the previous one. It was just a lot of watching these guys sit around. So, oh, let's build a citadel. Haven't been paying attention. There we go. Yes, we already know that. Get another one going real quick. See it, and like I said, no clicking, but you can still click and it's still useful. Oh, I probably have to spend more than 500 on that, don't I? Yes, I do, those bastards. Man. Well, I do like the mechanic at least. I just spent it, didn't I? Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, so, Godus? Not entirely sure, I think it's Godus. That's what I've been calling it for the last few years. If that's not it, I feel like a fool. Hey, there we go. Build that one too. Right, maybe. It's more expensive to make a citadel. Yeah, but I want to. Why won't it let me do it? There you have it. Check it out. I'm thinking in a little while, maybe I'll do another video on it and see what's changed. But there you have it. Godus. It's available, especially if you own the previous one. You should have it in your library. I am Lushi. Have a good night.